Yes, lovely lager eaters, and welcome to episode 19 of the Lager Than Life podcast. I'm Sarav.
I'm Rory.
And guys, we're back at it again, bro. Let's dive straight into it. How do we like to start these podcasts?
With our beer of the week.
Woo!
So it's been a long week. I'm looking forward to this beer. It's been one of the longest weeks of my life.
It's funny because I know we'll get onto this. I know you probably need recovery from drinking.
I know. I actually was a little bit like, can we do a non-alcoholic beer this time? I went to Glastonbury last weekend, so I'm still feeling a little bit broken. But
can't wait to get into that.
But yeah, we'll get into that later. But first of all, we've got a special one all the way from Spain today.
Ooh.
Drum roll, please, Sarah.
Ooh.
We've got a Modelo Especial Mexican Lager.
Huh? Mexican?
It's Mexican, so it's not Spain. I don't. Yeah. I literally just picked this up off the shelf, so give me a chance. So this one, known to many for its light hop character, full flavoured taste, and crisp finish, Modelo Especial is characterised by its deep golden hue and orange blossom aroma through the use of premium barley in its brewing process. Perfect for lovers of international beers. Mouth-watering accompaniment on a summer's day.
I thought you were going to just say perfect for lovers, and I was like, so you're going to stop that? I'm like,
lovers, we've got a beer for you as well. Cheers, mate. Let's get into it.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Episode 19.
19. We're tearing through them. I think we just drank a bit of foil. Ooh.
Is this a lager?
It's a lager.
Banging lager. Banging lager. That's a fucking good lager. I've never heard
I
this
like
before.
that. You know, sometimes lagers can just taste a little bit of like sort of pissy water.
Yeah.
But cold and refreshing pissy water.
Yeah.
This is like, just, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's been a long week, but this hit the spot for me.
Yeah.
On first sip.
Yeah. Bro, trust me, this is good.
I'm going to give it a solid 8. Am I going too high? I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
I think considering it's a lager, and lagers I'm usually not that like blown away by, I think that is actually really quite nice. And on a summer's day,
yeah,
I'm drinking Modelo.
I'm trying to think, is this my favourite lager? It's hard because in the context of like
the other beers we've had and IPAs, I don't think you can compare this to IPA because IPAs have an unfair advantage because they have, flavour. But I think with this, it's it's just in terms of like
I think
the classic
you're
lagers,
right.
I think it's up there.
You've got to put it in the context of what it is. It's hard because we've got a league table, which is why I feel as though I can't give it an 8 for that reason.
Okay, maybe I got too excited.
Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? As a lager, I would rate it highly, but should we say
overall? Maybe I'll give it a 7.
I'm gonna give it a 7 as well.
Okay, we're agreeing on that. Let's give it a 7.
I'm gonna give it 7. 7. That's a solid score for a lager. It really, really is. I think that's our highest scoring lager.
I think it might be actually, yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, no, I'm happy with it.
Nice.
You know what? I've got a question for you before we get stuck in. So, look, obviously Rory and I, we are lovers of beer. We've never really hidden that. It's always been
we wear it on my sleeve.
Yeah, it's we've literally got a podcast called Lager Than Life. So we've always liked beer. But actually, have we always liked beer? And this is my question to you, Rory.
Okay.
Have you like, obviously we drink beer regularly. Like when I go to the pub after work, I get a beer.
Yeah.
Did you always like beer? Be honest.
Well, always like it.
Did you always like it? Like for the first time you had beer?
No way. Like I remember when I was like, probably before the age of 10, you always have a sip of your dad's beer. I had a sip and I was like, that just tastes of piss. Just give me a squash any day of the week, But what happens is that as you get older, you end up sort of having to drink it, right? You go to your first party and you think, oh, I guess I'll just have some beers, and you drink it. You drink it because you want to get drunk, right? And then what happens, I think, is that as you grow up and you start associating the taste of beer with good times, right? You associate it with either getting drunk and having fun with your friends, or you associate it with, oh, I've had a long day, I fancy a beer, a cold, refreshing beer, right? So I actually think then your mind sort of changes your taste buds to be like, this tastes incredible. That's what I think happens. And I actually think beer probably doesn't even taste that nice. It's just because we now have it associated. Or maybe your taste buds just grow up. I don't know. But no, I definitely didn't used to like it.
Yeah. So
Same with wine. Same with pretty much any single booze. I used to hate it as a kid.
Yeah. See, I definitely agree with the aspect of wanting to like get drunk.
Yeah.
But, so I didn't as well. I didn't like it at first. I remember I liked cider, and I used to probably get.
I used to like cider as well. That was my go-to.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Sort of
I'd get a pint of cider.
Yeah.
And then obviously, everyone calls you a pussy. So
Yeah.
you're like, okay, better have a beer. But no, man, I don't know what happened, but I think you're right. Like, you're kind of forced to drink it. But don't you think that's kind of fucked? Because, like,
From a young age, they ply you with it until
do
you
know what
like
I mean?
it. Yeah.
It's like you're forced to drink it. This is what I don't understand. Because I met someone at work, actually, and they don't drink.
Because they just don't like it.
And they were like, oh, like, I'm not, like, against it. Like, I just don't drink because I've tried it and I didn't like it. And I was like,
no one fucking likes it.
that's what I said. I was like,
You're an idiot.
oh, like, beer. Like, you just have to, like, learn to like it. He's just like, why the fuck would I drink something to force myself to like it? And I remember thinking, like, that's so fair. Like,
No, because once you get over the hurdle of taste, it's fun to be had.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think fundamentally it comes down
It is
to
bad.
just blatant alcoholism and just wanting to get drunk.
I guess it's just alcoholism is sort of hardwired into our society, basically.
Massively, man.
And
Massively.
here we are with a lager podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I'm not stopping.
You know what? I'm not stopping.
soon.
Cheers to that, Sarah.
Yeah, cheers to that, bro.
To alcoholism at the age of 10. There's good one.
Yeah,
Happy
for
with that.
sure. But
All right.
Rory, listen, you alluded to it earlier, so we've obviously got to talk about it, bro. Hang on. Okay,
Go on.
so listen, for those of you who are avid listeners, you would know that I wanted to go to Glastonbury tickets. Rory had tickets. I wrote a letter to Glastonbury, an email rather. They
A
told me
strongly worded email.
strongly
I might
worded
add.
email. They just fucking told me to fuck off, basically.
Politely
And,
told you to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. And I messaged you earlier this week.
What did you say?
I think I said something so salty to you. Hang on, I need to find the message.
I've been terrible at like replying.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I think I messaged you and I said, "Don't even chat to me."
Oh yeah, no, I do remember that. Don't even speak to me.
First message I sent on Thursday. On Tuesday. Sorry, don't even chat to me because my jealousy knows no bounds, and it doesn't.
Do you know what? You wear your jealousy on your sleeve, and I rate
no,
that from
listen,
you. I love
because I met people who went to
it.
Glastonbury. I met someone yesterday who went to Glastonbury, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god! Like, how was it? How was Guns N' Roses? I didn't go see them. What? Yeah, I'm just not really into that. Okay, cool. Like, how was Elton John? Yeah, I left early. What? That should have been me. That should have been me. I'm sorry. Glastonbury needs to do a questionnaire because it's not fair that people are just going to see. Don't get me wrong. I love this guy, but just going to see Fred again at Glastonbury. You can see Fred again anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not the same as seeing Guns N' Roses and Elton John
Glastonbury.
because, firstly, live music obviously is incredible, and festivals have the infrastructure to make the sound system incredible.
Insane.
So there's that, but also the fact that Elton John, this was literally his last ever performance. Guns N' Roses, when's the last time they came to the UK? I'm not the biggest Elton John or Guns N' Roses fan, but I would have been there because you kind of got to go. So, bro, please give me some good news. Tell me how Glastonbury was. And yeah, let's just get into
Okay,
it.
so on the Guns N' Roses one, don't hate me, right? So I was with my girlfriend at Glastonbury, and she really, really wanted to see Lana Del Rey, and there was a clash of Lana Del Rey and Guns N' Roses, right? And to be honest, I'm not the biggest Guns N' Roses guy. I know 3 songs. I know Paradise City, I know Sweet Child of Mine, and I know what's the other one?
Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle, right? So I know 3 songs, but I really wanted to see them live, right? Because it'd be great, right? Anyway, so I was like, okay, let's see Lana Del Rey, and then we might be able to catch like the last 15 minutes of Guns N' Roses, and just to see Sweet Child of Mine, I'd be happy, right? So we're waiting, right? 20 minutes goes by, and this fucking bitch doesn't turn up. Like, I was fuming. I'm there being like, I'm missing Guns N' Roses, and then Kit was like, it's fine, she'll come out soon. It was 20 minutes, and I also think, right, you're the last slot on the other stage, right, and you have the cheek to show up half an hour late. Like, fuck you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I was like, I just said to everyone, I was like, guys, we waited long enough. Let's go catch the second half of Guns N' Roses. And then they were like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it, right? We ran to the pyramid stage, right? Obviously, people had already sort of chosen where they wanted to be, right? Ran there. As soon as we arrived, you hear it. You Sweet Child of Mine, mate. I lost my fucking shit. We were pretty far at the front as well, mate. It was insane. It was so good. And then I asked the guy next to me, I was like, what other songs have they played? Have they played like their big ones, right? And then the guy was like, no, I've not actually known any of the songs yet. And they hadn't played Paradise City. They hadn't played Welcome to the Jungle, right? And they ended with those 2, mate. It was absolutely insane. And do you know what? It was probably one of my most surprising acts of the festival. I actually really, really fucking enjoyed it.
Oh,
And also,
that's sick, man.
do you know what? There was another song as well, which I didn't realise was Guns N' Roses. You know, it was like, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Yeah.
That went off, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he does say knock on heaven's door about 87 times, but by the end, I knew the damn words. You know, it was good.
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah,
was so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And like, do you know what? I thought Axl Rose was going to be like, pretty like, I know he's old, right? I thought he was going to be pretty knackered. He was going for it. He was running up and down the stage. He was full of energy.
Oh, nice one.
His voice was sick. He was so good. Slash did look like a fucking zombie. He was like, but he still had the hat on. He was like doing the like. It was actually just like quite impressive, just like watching just them doing a solo. Like, it was insane.
Oh,
It
that's
was
so
good.
sick, man.
And then obviously you've got to talk about my boy Elton.
No, your boy
I've got to tell. I'm surprised that your mate like left early. Because
Yeah.
honestly, it was. Do you know one thing I will say? Because I went last year, and one thing I will say is that it definitely felt way more busy this year, like by a lot. I think it felt like there was at least like 50,000 more people, because there was some moment like Elton John on the last night. There must have been 80% of the whole festival was at the Pyramid stage. It was absolutely bad.
Yeah.
We got there half an hour early just to get like a vaguely okay spot. We were still way far back, but like just in the middle. And mate, it was absolutely rammed. And just want to say he was insane.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It was actually incredible. There was a lot of like speculation. Like, oh, who's he going to bring out? Is he going to bring out Harry Styles or Britney Spears? Didn't bring out anyone of note. But
Yeah.
you don't need that.
Brandon Flowers from the Killers.
Oh yeah, but like, you know, it's like you don't need that. It's Elton John,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it was insane. Like, and also you look up, and you're watching it and you're having a great time. And then you look behind you and you just see like just tens of thousands of people singing like Tiny Dancer. People are letting off flares. One guy shot a flare gun into the fucking sky. It was absolutely mad.
I fucking hate you right now.
The problem is though, we were there, and I had a if you do go to Glastonbury next year, I really recommend bringing like box wine, and you take it out of the box, and then it's just like a bag you have, and it's just a really good way to like bring a cup with you, and you can like just top up and stuff as you go around the festival. Anyway, so one of my mates, and I'm not going to name him, but he drank a lot, right? Of course, he drank a lot.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he suddenly needed the toilet, right? About halfway through Elton John's set, you look around, there's tens of thousands of people, right? There is no way you're getting out of there like and finding it back. We did have like a flag to help spot people, but it's like at that point the flag's useless because there's just so many people
And so many flags.
and there's so many fucking flags, right? So we finished this bag of wine, right? And my mate looks at it and he raises the bag up and he goes, "It's gonna have to do." I shit you not, right? He rips a hole into this bag of wine and he goes for it, right? And it starts filling up, right? It fills up the whole, like 3 bottles of wine. It fills up the whole thing, right? Fills up this bag of wine. And then he had the bright idea of like, oh, it's great because then I could just squirt out the piss with the
Little bits at a time.
dispenser bit, right? So he starts to squeeze down. I was like, this is ridiculous, but you know what? That's quite clever, right? I was like, I'll take my hat off to you, right? Anyway, fills up the bag with his piss, right? He starts squeezing it. It doesn't work. So all he's got is this big bag of piss, surrounded by tens of thousands of people. He doesn't really know what to do. And he's like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And then one of my mates was like, "I've got an idea. I'll use my lighter." Right, gets this jet flame lighter, right, and he goes, "I can like create a hole in it." Right, so he starts lighting a hole in it, right, and the next minute this piss sprays at him, right, and then we had to just literally leave it on the floor while it slowly leaked out. And my mate was like, "Oh, it's great. No one noticed. It was so slow." I was like, "Mate, I promise you now, people were fucking looking." Like, so that I do remember that from Elton John, which is quite funny. But the best part of Elton John, besides the piss, was just at the very end when they played Rocket Man. Fireworks went up on the stage.
Incredible.
It was just insane. As the sun set as well, mate. It was absolutely
Unbelievable.
incredible.
All right, bro. So we're gonna do a quick fire on this one.
Oh yeah, go for it.
All right. Okay. So Glastonbury 2023.
Hit me.
Best act.
Best act. It's generic answer, but I have to just say Elton John, just for the pure vibes. But second place, which no one's talking about, is Rick Astley, right?
Did a cover
And Blossoms, right?
Blossoms are
Teamed up to do a cover set of The Smiths. And
What?
The Smiths is one of my favourite bands
No way.
of all time. So and it was a secret set as well. So we only found out like 3 hours before. We were like, shit, we need to go to the stage now. went over there, and it was honestly Rick Astley. I've always known him as a one-hit wonder. Fucking hero. He was absolutely smashed it. But yeah, that was my second favourite.
I saw he did a cover of "As It Was" by Harry Styles.
He did loads. He played like 4 different times. He did
Yeah.
because Rick Astley had a slot that he like played elsewhere. He like showed up on different people's set. Yeah, he teamed up with Blossoms,
Oh,
and
incredible.
they were great. They were all like really good mates and stuff. It was
Okay, so
Go
we're gonna start this game again, and I need
Go on.
quick
Okay.
answers off the top of your head.
No explanation afterwards. Just
No.
quick. Okay.
No. Okay. Glastonbury 2023 best performance,
Elton John.
worst performance,
Central C.
most disappointing performance.
Ooh, Arctic Monkeys. I can explain why.
Okay, we'll get
into
into that in a sec. And finally, I want to know what your best moment at Glastonbury 2023 was.
Best moment. I think it would have had to have been end of Elton John set when Rocket Man went off and fireworks went up on the stage and someone shot a flare gun into the sky and you've got like 150,000 people singing Rocket Man. It just, that was sensational.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds incredible.
It was mad.
So quickly before we move on, I got to hear this. Arctic Monkeys most disappointing set at Glastonbury 2023. Tell me why.
It was disappointing because I just think it could have been better. And I think if you're going to be at Glastonbury, you've got to put on a show. And don't get me wrong, he played some of his old songs. But it was weird, right? Like the only songs he seemed to actually be passionate about and put lots of effort into it were his 2 songs from the Car album, Mirror Ball and I can't remember the other one. And the older songs he played from his previous albums, he was playing them like a different tempo. It was really almost like he was slower, and almost in the way that like the crowd couldn't join in and sing because it was like slightly off time. It was really weird. It was like he was almost like a bit of a middle finger to people who are fans of like the older albums, which I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. And also the other thing, he just said fuck all in between each song. Like you've got like most artists who perform at Glastonbury. What makes Glastonbury special is that they're so happy to be there, and they're almost like honoured, and for them this is a big moment in their lives, and that's what makes it like so special, right? He's played 10 years ago at Glastonbury. He just kind of rocked up. He was there. He would say maybe like one word in between each song, but yeah, it was okay. But yeah, I won't lie, I was a little bit disappointed.
I think that as a musician, it must be difficult to have been active for so long and then have to revisit your old songs because people evolve musically. If I consider my own music taste, for example, it's evolved, right? And probably similarly to you, right? Now, the songs which made the Arctic Monkeys what they were is something in the past, clearly, as we can see from their new albums. So, whilst I understand what you're saying, it's a kind of a bit of a middle finger to those who like the old albums. I do kind of understand that for him, he's evolved as a musician and they're not really representative of his musical talent per se anymore. And his almost musical like spirit, almost, the thing that inspires him. So you've got to kind of understand it from that perspective as well.
That makes sense, yeah. But I do think like, because he was mostly playing stuff from older, he only played 2 songs from his new album, but like, you don't need to play the other songs in a weird way, off time.
Fine.
Do you know what I mean? I just thought that was unnecessary.
It's weird. You can hear it in his voice as well that like the style of his music has changed.
I think that's fine. And I actually didn't mind the Car. Like I thought there were some really good songs in there.
Yeah, fine.
But I just think at least play, if you're going to play your old ones, at least play them how people remember them.
Okay, I do see what you're saying. But like I think it must just be tough because ultimately he played the old stuff to appease the audience. Yeah. Because
they would have been pissed off if he didn't play any of that.
And then new stuff just isn't as good in my opinion. Also, rather should say probably less mainstream and
it's less mainstream.
Do you know what I mean? It's way like slower and more.
I actually think that
older
him playing his new stuff for me actually was like low-key a highlight. Like when he played Mirror Ball, which I think is one of his best Arctic Monkeys' best songs in like ages.
Interesting.
He actually got like the orchestra out, and it was like it was insane. And I feel like there was a brief moment where he was actually putting his all into the set. But I just wish that he had that throughout. But yeah, I get your point.
Okay, interesting. Well, listen.
Also, can I give one more shout out? Sorry.
Of course you can.
Really random, right? Not the biggest surprise for me of Glastonbury. DJ Kenny Beats. Do Do you know Kenny Beats?
Why do I know
He's
that?
a hip hop producer. He does the Cave YouTube series.
Okay,
Have
yeah,
you seen
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he came, right, and I was like, oh, guys, we should go check out Kenny Beats. He's pretty decent, mate. It was like at that perfect time of the day. It was around 5 p.m. The sun was at that like golden hour sort of vibe, and he was just playing banger after banger after banger. And you know, when you've heard like a lot of like bands, and you've heard a lot of like unsa DJ music, and it was just great to just hear some fucking fantastic hip hop. It was honestly so good. He was having fun as well. It was great, and everyone like by the end, everyone was just like absolutely loved it. It was great. But yeah, shout out Kenny Beats.
Shout out Kenny Beats. Cool. Well, that was Glastonbury 2023's wrap up. Love to hear it. And yeah, man, I am certain I'm going to be there next year, and I'm certain you are too.
I will go no matter what. I will break in.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I will do it. We'll just
following Glastonbury's rude response to me, we will get permission formally to do an episode there as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't wait for that.
We're
That'll
gonna
be
do
fucking sick. Yeah. We'll do it. But yeah, nice one, man. Glastonbury 2023, amazing. Glastonbury 2024 going to be even better because I'm going to attend.
Because I will be there.
Yeah. Facts. Right, cool. So just kind of actually, funnily enough, two things I wanted to talk about along the lines of music, actually. So firstly, a quick short one. Bro, did you hear Doja Cat's new song, Attention?
I did actually, yeah.
What do you think?
I liked it. I think she's going for the more like hip hop, slightly more boom bap. I liked it, yeah. I thought like, do you know what? Like, I knew she could rap, but I didn't know she could rap for a whole song and carry a song for that long. And this song proved that to me. She's good.
I was super impressed.
Yeah.
Similarly to you, I always knew she could rap, but in other songs she does a lot more like singing kind of stuff, singing kind of rapping combos.
Yeah,
in a lot of them. But wow, this was a fucking rap.
Yeah, she rapped.
And she rapped. She chicken tikka rapped, bro. She chicken tikka rapped. Honestly, that was McDonald's rap of the day.
He's still going.
That was McDonald's rap of the day. Bro, I was super impressed. I thought it was such a good song. Such a good song. But I have to say, and I know that maybe you didn't agree with me on this. However, I've had vouching from other people. I got serious Kendrick vibes.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Honestly, listen to the song again. Just imagine it's Kendrick Lamar's voice. I promise you, flow.
Really?
Very, very similar. There's very, very similar Kendrick flow. And then something else that she did that Kendrick does is, you know how like he'll pronounce words in certain ways to put emphasis, but then also to rhyme to the next.
Yeah.
She did the same thing. She would talk about like, what is it? One of them was like therapist. She said like therapist and like linked it to the next thing. And the way in which she did that is very like Kendrick-esque to me. Like Kendrick's got
wordplay and stuff.
Yeah, the wordplay. I was just super bro. The wordplay in this song was incredible. But shout out Doja.
So,
honestly.
You know, she's came out on Twitter and basically said like my first two albums were cash grabs.
Yeah,
they were mainstream pop cash grabs, and she was open about this on Twitter and be like, we literally just made that to make money and put myself on the map. This next album, I want it to be a hard rap album. And she said that she was inspired by, do you know Jid?
Yeah, JID.
Yeah, JID, yeah. So she's inspired by him and basically, wants this next one to just be like similar to Attention.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to see what she brings up.
It's going to slap.
I
reckon it's going to like seriously propel her.
Especially once you've like made it and you don't need to prove yourself anymore. And then as an artist, you just get a chance to, fuck it, I'm going to try something different because I can. And
yeah. Bro, like, I don't know if you watched the video for that song, Attention, but like...
I didn't actually know.
Bro, watch it, because even the way she's like strutting around and walking, she's just like a fucking boss. I can't lie. I can't lie, man. Obviously, I always used to find her so paying, then she like shaved her head and shaved her eyebrows and stuff, and I was a little bit like... Yeah.
You look like an eel.
But the vibes...
Really?
Yeah, it was sick. What was one of the bars? It was just like... bald head matches my...
What was it like again?
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Bald head matches my...
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, that was a little bit I just wanted to talk about. So guys, if you haven't heard that song, go check it out. Attention by Doja. Fucking hard song. Hard song. Even the intro is kind of cool, but yeah, it was sick. So the next thing I wanted to talk about very briefly, which is also to do with music, actually. Bro, this one's a bit crazy. Paul McCartney has confirmed that the band will release the final Beatles record this year.
Album? Like a song or an album?
I think it's going to be a song. I think it's a song.
Wait. How?
Okay, so this is where things get a bit controversial because he's claiming that he's going to use a little help from AI.
Oh, they're gonna AI it.
Yeah,
That's
but-
not the Beatles,
Bro,
though, is it?
so yeah, basically, obviously, AI has now come such a long way.
Yeah.
And this is where I was a bit confused because I thought, oh, okay, well, if you're just going to AI John Lennon's voice and try and get into like his head, all of that, not really feeling that. No, it's actually from like an extract of his voice from an old demo that was never released. So it's going to be released this year. It's going to be their first original material since the release of Free as a Bird and Real Love, which came out in 1995 and 1996 respectively. Both of which were basically painstakingly constructed around this like crackling demo that was recorded of
Right.
John Lennon that again was never released, and it was recorded in like the 70s. But yeah, so I'm so sorry. So for context, John Lennon was assassinated in 1980. Was it 1980? 1980. And George Harrison died in 2001. So there's only two Beatles left. It's Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. And they're going to basically release a record. So
Shit, that's mad.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
Who's live from the Beatles? Is it just John Lennon? Is it just Paul McCartney who's alive?
and Ringo Starr?
And Ringo Starr. So they're going to team up. Use
I
a bit of a, so it's not really like AI. They're going to generate lyrics and stuff. If it's AI and they're just going to basically use AI to fix an old demo and make it sound more finished, I think that's fine.
Do you?
And maybe fill in the gaps.
Okay,
Because I think you're still using like pure creativity from a human, but you're just improving on it.
I would say you're not using pure creativity from a human. You're taking vocals, fine, but then you're putting it into something that maybe it wasn't intended for by that individual. I guess it's similar to sampling.
Yeah, auto tune.
True. I don't know. It's a bit controversial to say that it's a Beatles record. Doesn't feel right to me because
Yeah, because it's not really a.
But then maybe that's the future of where the music industry is just going. Like things are going to be using AI, and you're just going to claim it to be.
Fucking hell! Can you imagine? There's going to be even more. You know, there was a phase where, like, like XXXTentacion died, Mac Miller died, Pop Smoke died, just all, and Juice WRLD as well. All their posthumous albums. Fucking hell, be a new wave of those.
So I was actually just about to ask you that. I want to know what's your opinion on posthumous albums. So let me put things into context,
Go
right?
on.
I'm not talking about the unreleased stuff. I'm talking about the stuff that was demo like and then made
Into yeah.
What's your opinion on that? Michael Jackson had one as well.
I'm in two
Juice
minds.
WRLD, then Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke had a lot. I'm in two minds about it because, on one hand, if the family are giving it their blessing, right, and releasing this, let's say it's a Pop Smoke posthumous album, which I think they did 2 of them, right? If releasing that is going to help keep their family afloat and keep giving them money, it's kind of like, well, Pop Smoke probably would want to do that, right? But then on the other hand, it's like, you've got a discography of albums that you've made and you've curated, right? You put your heart and soul into it, and then some record label just take some demos and unreleased stuff that you didn't want the world to see or hear, right? And then they just release them and put like a big trap beat over it. Like that's sort of tarnishing your legacy. Do you know what I mean? And then you look back on the discography and people who never knew Juice WRLD or Pop Smoke, right? And they look back and they're not going to know it's posthumous, are they?
Yeah.
They're going to think, oh, that's part of the discography. Oh, he really fell off towards the end. It's like, that's not fair. So yeah, I think they're a little bit ethically dubious.
I think, look, I completely agree with you. Ethically dubious, for sure. That was a very nice summary, actually, Rory. But the reason why I'm a little bit unsure of them is because I do feel like, so I'm in two minds. Excuse me. On the one hand, obviously, the artist is creating the music. I think that, yes, while they're doing the raw talent stuff, they also have an impact on the creativity of the final track that's released, and they would have a say on how it's produced. And it's almost like, what if they didn't like it? Like music that was made using aspects of them but wasn't completed by them or didn't have their say in the completion. It almost feels like you're exploiting the artist that's then passed away to maybe do something that's commercially viable. And I think in a way that's somewhat disrespectful to the artist because it doesn't take into account the creative journey that they would have liked to have gone on.
I completely agree. There's one instance though I do think it's okay, and it's Mac Miller's Circles. So he had died before they released that, but he had recorded all the vocals and they were just finishing it. And I think that's fine. I think also Pop Smoke as well. I think like
I think he
the
had
album.
most of his songs.
What was it? What was the album he called? One
What, the
sec.
post-HUMOS one? I don't remember.
Yeah, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon.
Mm.
Like he had basically finished that, right? And they might have like tweaked it a little bit, but like that's fine. But then they came out with Faith, which was just like demo, and you could tell it's demos. You can tell that it's like they're reference tracks, right? They're not supposed to be full things, and they made them into full songs. And yeah, I think it's massively disrespectful, and they need to stop doing it. Yeah,
Stop doing it because Pop Smoke's album brought me and a lot of people a lot of joy.
no, because he's done 2 posthumous. One of them was
Okay.
one where he was actually working on that album before he died.
Yeah.
Before he died, the other one is like that album was never a thing in his head. The record label were like just rubbing their hands and they're like, how can we milk this? You know, because Pop Smoke kind of did get really big after he died. Like it was sad. He was big, but he got like.
Do you think Pop Smoke would have been as big if he didn't die?
Yes, I've been asked this question before. 100%. He was special. Like in an age where like hip hop at the time, there's just a lot of rappers doing the same sort of thing. They're kind of like trap, auto tune, mumble rapper, which is fine. But like a lot of people were sort of doing the same kind of style, right? Then he comes in, he's hopping on like UK drill beats. He's got this voice, like this like 50 Cent-esque voice, his growl, and it's like he just stood out it stood out from the crowd. It was great.
Yeah.
I think and then like because before just as the time when I was thinking, do you know what? I really like Pop Smoke, but like he's overdoing the drill thing. Like he needs to like, can he do it? Can he do any other kind of songs? Then he dies. Then this album comes out which he's working on, and it's like all different kinds of like sounds and stuff. He does like R&B. He does like normal like boom bappy rap. He does like the 50 Cent style stuff. Then he also was on drill as well. Yeah, I was actually quite sad when he died.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Wait, do you remember that song that he did with Lil TJ?
War.
No, the one that's like, "Shawty, a little baddie."
Oh yeah,
My little boo.
Yeah.
How does that song go again? Honey kiss and towel. Every time she call me daddy.
I nodded on the cover.
Yeah,
that one.
No. Wait, what was it called again? What was it called? Mood Swings.
Mood Swings. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning when he's just like, didn't even know I could sing.
Yeah.
It's like not really singing. Really.
Like he just rocked up.
Yeah. I saw the funniest Pop Smoke interview the other day.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, Pop, like, imagine your voice was in waves. And he just started cracking up. He's just like, yeah. Wait. I was like, bro, that's fucking jokes.
But he was charismatic as fuck as well.
He was. If you watch his interviews, he
he
had
was
a
full of
fucking
charisma.
personality.
Especially like a lot of rappers, mate. You see, listening to a lot of rappers in interviews, it's fucking painful.
No, you're right.
They're just like, yeah, man, I don't know. And you're just like, fucking hell. Like, Pop Smoke was charismatic. He was charming. He was like,
No, for
he would have been, like, regardless of whether he died, he would have been huge.
No, fair enough. And I think, you know what, something you just said about him being charismatic. If you think about the longevity. Always do that. Longevity. If you think about the longevity of rappers and like how successful they were, it's kind of actually an interesting one. They've either died before when they were on their way up, but the ones who are still alive had personality for days.
Yeah.
Snoop, 50 Cent. Who else is like just trying to think off the cuff. Okay, so to prove my point, Biggie and Tupac, regarded as, you know, two of the absolute best rappers ever, best in hip hop, they both died super young. Right?
Would they be, who's to say that Tupac in 10 years' time might have gone really commercial and mainstream and really shit, and everyone would have hated him.
So I'm not saying.
Think about how many rappers you think, you think of like Eminem. Eminem's a bit of shit now, isn't he? If he'd have died after his second album, one of the greats.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, are they the best rapper, or did their career end just as they'd released their best stuff?
Well, this is exactly what I'm saying. Who knows? Because as we've seen with the Arctic Monkeys, their best stuff is behind them.
Fell off. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of artists kind of do this arc where they get better, and then they come down because Drake is another example of that.
Yes.
Drake's another example.
His best stuff's behind him.
Because creative journeys take you there, right? So you can't just you can obviously attribute someone's musical talent to what they've released, but for those who have passed away, they're only really regarded as the greats because of the music they released. Who's to say? And in fact, likelihood is that if they'd released kind of more music, they would have fallen off.
Yeah.
They would have fallen off. And then like Snoop, for example, he hasn't released music in years, which is why he's still regarded as one of the greats, because he's stopped at the top.
Do you know what?
He released the fucking Nursery Rhymes album.
He actually has released some stuff.
Has he?
Yeah, but they've just been like really like he released like a Christian album.
Oh yeah.
He did do like a hard rap album, but like I think they just no one really listens to them. Like he's not.
Yeah, but like, do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
At that point, he'd already superseded being a rapper into just kind of a personality.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants. He can do what he wants. But that's the whole game for longevity.
Longevity, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's a bit like everyone's raving about Central C at the moment.
He's terrible. Like, sorry,
yeah, he looks shit.
Just to go back to Glastonbury, like
he brought out Dave.
That was sick when he brought out Dave. Like that was really like it was a sprinter, wasn't it? Like that was really good. But like that was the highlight. When the highlight of your set is like bringing out someone else. But he did bring out his kid, which was quite cute.
Okay,
that was weird though. Like
whose kid is it?
It's his kid.
It's not his kid.
What?
I don't think he's got kids.
I think of course it's his kid. He's not bringing out someone else's kid.
I don't know because I don't. I looked it up. Is it his kid? Because I couldn't work it out.
No, definitely is. Oh shit, maybe it was just a random baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Did he just nick someone's baby and bring them out?
I don't know.
Bro, everyone online's been like, who is this child?
I was literally like, who?
I think it's his kid.
4 days ago, some websites, Central C has no kids as of now.
What?
On another website, Central C does not have any kids.
Shit, I've no. Maybe it was like his nephew or something.
I don't know, but I just thought that is odd. And even if it is his kid, that's still odd.
Yeah, he was just like so low energy and so like all his songs are the fucking same as well.
Thanks.
Same flow, same beat. Just like it felt like bearing in mind you've seen all these acts who are like so honoured to be there and so much like energy into their performances, and then like you just it was fun, it was fine, and like he played Doja and I was like that's fun, but like it was that was definitely one of the worst acts for me.
I just think like I don't know. I've personally not seen the hype, but I do think some of his mainstream songs are really good, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, I just think he's a bit of a marketing genius, really, that's about it. I don't actually think like
he's got that much
talent.
talent.
I don't think he's gonna last. And to be honest, man, like I was on my Spotify Discover the other day, and like obviously I listen to a lot of like UK like hip hop, UK rap, and so it was just showing me songs, and I remember I was saying that, and I'm like, this is shit. Like it all sounds the fucking same.
Is this Central C or is this all
UK rap at the moment?
UK rap sucks.
It
at the moment.
sucks.
Yeah, I'm so glad you've said that.
It sucks.
I find it so boring.
Oh my god! And people who like it, I'm sorry to say, like your music taste isn't good because it all sounds the same. It's literally. I was actually listening to it. I'm like, this is boring.
Do you remember the like? I'm not sure if the phase is still going on, but like, drill beat. Take an old song that's maybe 10 or 20 years old, right? Sample it, but not a clever sample. It's just basically playing that version over a drill beat, and then they rap over it.
Oh, man.
And that was happening again and again and again. And I was just like, Central C's got 2 of those songs, and I was just like, this is just lazy.
He's got Obsessed With You, and then also...
Oh, fuck knows. But like, it's just so boring. Yeah, I completely agree. I think UK hip-hop is shit. I miss grime. Bring back grime. That was fun. Like this new wave is right. I think sucks.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
There's actually nothing happening of substance in the song, and yeah, I get it. A lot of rap is to do with like lyricism as well. A lot of music is to do with lyricism, but even the lyrics are the same. There's nothing interesting. This is why you've got artists who are like Nines, who are incredible. But why? Because he's an incredible storyteller.
Yeah,
and he's talking about stuff going on in his life that is. He's really painting a picture, telling us like a story, right? Which is a skill in itself because not a lot of songs actually do that when you think about it. But like all other, like this UK rap song, it just sucks. Honestly, it just sucks. Look, Central C, I do think he's talented. I think he's a marketing genius. I think he's got some really good songs. Like for example, when he did that, like
the US versus UK one, he played that.
That's it.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
That was hard as shit. Yeah, that was really, really good. But I mean, come on, people. If you're still listening to UK rap, cool. Just you have to acknowledge the fact that it all sounds the same. It actually does.
Yeah,
It's very,
mainstream UK rap.
Yeah,
I reckon.
mainstream
yeah,
UK
but there's
rap.
probably also lots of good artists out there. But I just find that the
Oh,
stuff
for sure.
stuff you hear on the radio, I just
No,
it's
no,
fucking sends you
absolutely.
to sleep.
And there are some people who are going to make more interesting songs because they
Yeah.
do more interesting beats. STRADZ, I think he was at Glastonbury as well. I don't know
Oh,
if
I
you went to see
missed
him. Mate, he's a sick rapper. He's a sick rapper. Who else? There's someone called Sam Wise.
I've not heard Sam Wise.
Sam Wise,
No.
bro. Sam Wise. Okay,
Send me some tunes.
listen. This is a shout out to Sam Wise. I think everyone should go listen to him. I'm gonna put up the 2 songs that I really like by him. Released one ages ago called Lizzie, which is quite a fun song. And then he's also got another song, which I heard recently, and I was like, "This is incredible." It came up on my Discover. It is called. Sorry. I've got it up now. It is called How It Feels. So Sam Wise, UK rapper.
I'll check it out.
You've got Lizzie, quite fun, and you've got How It Feels. Both incredible beats, both great lyrics as well.
Love
That is something I like to see. Something different. None of this just like standard fucking drill. Yeah. Come on, man. Let's shake it up a little bit. But yeah, Rory, I can't lie. Today, the episode has been so music centric, and I
quite like that. We've
really
had
loved
a theme this week. I like that.
I really like that. I really like that.
Music. It's been very, very topical with Glastonbury and
No, exactly. I mean, I think, for those of you listening at home, we fucking love music. So I could literally just talk about this
all day.
And I've loved it. But yeah, which is exactly why I know we had another thing on the docket today. I don't want to talk about it because I just feel like...
No, let's cap it there. Keep it consistent, Sarav.
But you know what? On the theme of music and a fun way to end the show, I told you I had a question for you last time.
Go on.
Like after we finish recording, and I'm going to ask you it. And it is on the theme of music.
Okay.
It's a bit of a fun question. So...
Hit me.
Basically, have you seen Big Mouth?
I know of it on Netflix. I don't know the characters or anything like that.
Okay, so in Big Mouth, we've got the main character, one of the main characters, Nick, played by Nick Kroll, voiced by Nick Kroll, and Nick has a ghost living in his attic. And the ghost in his attic is Duke Ellington. Now, Duke Ellington was a really, really famous composer. I forgot which year, but yeah, really, really famous composer. Made really, really beautiful music. A song to go check out by him, and I really recommend it. It's a song called A Single Petal from a Rose. Beautiful song. But yeah, basically he goes up to the ghost in his attic and he just asks for advice about like life and goals and all of that. So my question to you, Rory, is if you had to have a ghost living in your attic, who would you choose and why? And I don't want to hear any like, my great granddad, because he's a great bloke. Sorry, it needs to be a celebrity. Someone
They've got to be
famous.
dead.
They've got to be dead.
Fuck, that's really hard. What's your one? Do you have one? That's really hard, because part of me's like, okay, I'll go for someone like really inspiring who's had like a proper good life journey, can maybe give some good lessons.
I don't want that.
Nelson Mandela or something.
No,
then that's not fun, is it?
Do you know what I'm saying? That's not
fun, right? Who's going to make you laugh and like...
Look, because I'm sorry to say, sorry I didn't go to jail for 30 years or however long it was. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like life is going to be a bit of a downer and I'm not going to be able to complain about shit that's going on in my life.
So true, actually.
Because you're going to put things into context. And sometimes I don't want to put things into context. I just want to rant about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's got to be someone a bit more relatable for me.
Okay.
And it's got to be someone who would make me laugh. So, but someone who's made it far. Maybe someone like Sean Locke.
Who's Sean Locke?
Just some comedian.
Okay. Oh yeah, sure. I know Sean Locke. Yeah.
Someone like that.
Yeah. Robin Williams.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah, but he had depression.
But he can still give good life advice, though. I think.
Yeah, not that there's anything.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, hopefully he wouldn't be too sad. Like, but I guess yeah.
Robin Williams.
Maybe he'd be like quite a bit of a laugh. I've seen some videos of him like giving inspirational speeches and stuff. So I feel like, and he's had a life. He's got like a whole life to reflect on. So yeah, fuck, I'm going Robin Williams.
Maybe Pop Smoke.
Nah. Maybe. Hey, Pop Smoke. I need some advice. Muckle Mary.
Nah,
Billie Jean.
Maybe someone like maybe genuinely someone like Mac Miller.
I did think Mac Miller actually, but I think is he that funny though?
Yeah, man.
Is he?
I saw an interview of him and he was just like, oh, like, because he's short, he's like, I didn't want to be tall. Like, and he just like makes jokes about all the shit he can't do. And he's like, yeah, I love it. Like,
Yeah, maybe Mac Miller actually. He'd be
Something like
quite
that.
good. Because I think also because he's younger as well. Like he probably died late 20s. Probably a bit more relatable. So yeah, maybe Mac Miller's a good shout.
So that was actually a hard question.
It's a good question. I like that question.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Listen, this has been really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, good
I think that was a great one. But yeah, I mean, Rory, you know what to do.
Yeah, guys, if you like this episode, please leave us a review on Spotify. It really helps. Alternatively, you can follow us on Spotify, on Apple Podcast. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. If you like this, please, feel free to reach out to us, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And also you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at largerthanlife_LTL. Llama Tango Llama, for all that short form content. But guys, we'll see you on the next one.
It's been a great one, guys.
Peace.